Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. I'm excited to have you here, and today actually might be the last reading that I'm recording from this very apartment that I'm in. So yeah, I'm a little sentimental, but there we go. And I get to use some of the decks that I'm not bringing with me and still trying to keep it more versatile for you while I can, because I do have quite a few decks by now, but I do not intend to take them all with me to my trip. So yeah, there we go. Today I feel like I'm supposed to do the reading. Generally it's a classic read, so we're gonna be checking on the FDM and the connection space, although the connection space will be focusing on the upcoming future. So it's something unknown, something that we may not necessarily see unfolding right now, but it's something from the future that could inform us better, maybe provide some support in the choices we're making now. Also, I do have my two oracle decks today. Again, because I'm saying goodbye to, well, not goodbye, but hasta la vista to a lot of my decks, so I'm using them. I am using them. So I will start with the Enchanted Map Oracle for my usual Oracle card for each of the twins, and then at the end I'll pull some guidance from the Keepers of the Light. Okay, let's get started. If you haven't caught my webinar on the North Node and specific North Node position interpretations, check it out on my other channel, Mindful Bamboo. I also posted a link in my previous readings to that video, and I believe I also shared a post on my community board, so you can use either or any of those ways to find that video and watch it. Do not get discouraged that it's almost an hour long. It's only because I do go over specific placements over there, so if you are interested to know more, then it's worth it for sure. Okay, so for Divine Feminine, we have the Spirit of Place, number 4. Yeah, and I'm getting this is one of those cards where you are supposed to find your peace of mind and balance where you are in that specific environment and that surrounding. It could be about the place, actual place. It could be about a change of the tune I'm hearing, change of the vibe because of different people. Maybe you're going somewhere where you're gonna see other people, like I do this week, for example, right? So it's some sort of a change in environment, but we're still supposed to hold our own and keep those main concepts, main principles in whatever makes us who we are. We're supposed to keep us our priorities, and also to stay within our routine, our ritual, if you wish, and moving forward and learning and growing. We are in the Capricorn season right now, and if anything, Capricorn energy is about being passionate about learning, about knowledge, having determination and stamina to dig deeper, to learn something new all the time. Okay, for the masculines, we have card number 7, Into the Unknown. And masculines actually grasping more of a yin energy. In terms of, you see, she's got her blindfold on, trying to embrace the parts of the reality that cannot be easily explained. It doesn't mean that Divine Masculine doesn't really acknowledge those, but it's something that they're struggling to explain even for themselves. Why is this happening? Like they have, for example, they already know what is happening in their body, in their mind, emotionally, when they meet you, Divine Feminine, watching. They can tell that it's something big, it's intense, because they can feel it on every level. but they cannot explain all of those things, like why is it happening, what does that mean. Even more strange, if they do not feel that way with their karmic partner that they're in an official relationship with, or even with their close friends or family, right? That's striking them. Like, what is this? Some sort of witchcraft, right? So this is getting to know that unknown in a healthy way. And this is also about learning, just a different kind of learning. And then again, Capricorn is showing you that learning doesn't just mean, I don't know, academic curriculum, right? It can mean so different things. It's more about being ready to go for it, right? To have your resources available for this. Okay, let's get into tarot. Let's see what the energy is like for divine feminines right now. Ooh, wow, that flew out. Have two very different energies, Two of Cups and Five of Pentacles. Talk about those in a minute. For the masculines, we have Queen of Cups. Yes, divine feminine is in focus. So I just actually started talking about it. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to the spiritual world and the unknown and the language and the sentences that start with I feel, I could tell, somehow I know, you know, you are the main source of inspiration and information. Wow, Nine of Cups. 9? 10. Yes, this is emotional fulfillment. Queen of Cups and 10 of Cups. Interesting. Wow, so much emotion. It's more like a Cancer energy than Capricorn, but anyway. The star at the bottom of the deck. We are approaching Aquarius season. The star is signifying Aquarius in the zodiac wheel. So we actually all, especially with the new year coming in, this fresh energy that we're feeling, we get a lot of this collective inspiration to move towards our dreams and dream big, right? That's what the society is encouraging us to do these days. Despite all the economic and political challenges throughout the world, we're supposed to move forward, to be ambitious, and to believe in ourselves, in a nutshell. So that gets reinstated at the beginning of the year, usually. So we are collectively in that energy of setting up new plans, creating vision boards, manifesting something into your life. In my culture specifically, there are actually, because we just had our Christmas, Orthodox Christmas happens on the 7th of Jan. And then because like everything is shifted, then we have a few other dates that are pretty important. And a lot of times what it means, especially for young girls, you know, the feminine energy, it means that they do fortune telling, they ask questions, they request, like, I want my happiness, my love. Usually it's about finding your significant other, right? Like the masculine energy, if it's a feminine energy. Finding out who that person is, when are they coming, all of those fun things that young girls like to do. It usually happens in January, around the holidays. It kind of starts on like around Christmas time and then goes on for almost entire January. And then another set of those events will be in July. But that's a completely different story. So yeah, all of this, and you see how different cultures, they kind of intervene in interesting ways. And that's how the collective energy is formed. That's why it's so wondrous, because it doesn't depend on a specific country, specific culture, or even specific group of individuals, like twin flames, for instance, right? I mean, we do play an important role, but it's not just about that. Okay, anyway, back to the reading. Somebody needed to hear that, of course. So yeah, I started talking about the star. There we go. So that's why we are more inclined to build ourselves up and to create a plan towards our dream. Even if we've almost given up on a dream, this gives you like this new jolt of energy on trying approaching it in a different way, maybe, right? But yeah, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do it, I'm worth it. Those kind of mottos are in the air. So Divine Feminine has very opposite energies of Two of Cups, which is about spiritual connection. In this deck, it's basically almost like the twins in a womb, two embryos together. And we have the Five of Pentacles, which is technically the card of separation anxiety, being in separation with your person, feeling left out in the cold. So what I'm getting here is Divine Feminine is actually as part of that recharge and energy rejuvenation is revisiting where the connection stands and where they stand on it, right? And they understand that they actually, and that's the amazing part about it, they can actually acknowledge both of these energies and experiences that got them thinking in both of these ways. How amazingly beautiful it is, and how interestingly connected we are, and also how different we are, or how much work that person has to do, or we both have to do. It's like, it's probably never going to happen at this rate, or whatever. Or something happened in the karmic life, and it's like, oh, okay, it feels like we're moving apart from each other. I know I had that feeling for sure. Even when I understood deep down that, you know, whatever is happening in our karmic lives, it's happening for a reason, and we're supposed to live through those lessons, and there's something precious in there. It's like finding a treasure. And the more illogical it seems, the more there is a chance there's something super important in that karmic lesson. For instance, if you are in a very good place with your DM, and then suddenly they do something in their karmic life that feels like they're being apart from you, they're moving away, that's actually the other way around. Because for them, in their karmic story, they are in alignment, because they are supposed to fulfill certain karmic scenarios. And at the end of the day, the person that they're with, or people they're with, right, doesn't have to be just one person, doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. But people they're with, and that they have contracts with, the contracts are usually binding, they're mutual. It means that they are also supposed to bring some important experience for that other person to learn something important in this lifetime, right? So who are we to step in and break it away? Not to mention that if you understand the point, right? If they don't learn it, they either will not be ready to come through to the DF, or this lesson will have to be like, this uncomfortable energy will stay until the lesson is learned, until the destiny fulfills itself in that way. Even if it's not positive, if it's the pains of growth and all that kind of stuff, it has to happen. And then when I'm spinning out sometimes in this kind of energies, then I'm saying to myself, yeah, and I don't want to have to go through that kind of experience with my DM. Because if that's something that they need to learn for themselves, why what is happening now is not what they want, then I don't want to be part of that situation, right? Like, why would I want that? Another side to think about it is, maybe I don't have what it needs to teach them that specific lesson. Not in a negative way, maybe even the other way around, right? Because usually lessons mean that this is some kind of a negative experience where DMs understand this is not how I want to live my life, or no, this is not right. There should be a better way, something along those lines, right? And I'm like, no, I won't be able to teach them that. I mean, because we are together in a much better place, and we wouldn't be able to do that to each other, right? So I'm not even an option for that specific lesson. Not to mention that, of course, we have we're supposed to represent contrast to the karmic partner, so by definition we're different, etc., etc. So mainly the idea here is that divine feminines can speak on behalf of each of the sides, how amazing this is and how painful and fearful it is. But that's how they oftentimes recognize who they are and what is their own space, right? What are their boundaries? What is making them happy? For the masculines, we have Queen of Cups and Ten of Cups. So divine masculines feel pretty content, pretty happy, and I would even say excited in anticipation for what's coming in next. And they're trusting it. They're finally in that mode where they are trusting what's coming in. They do not try to calculate it in advance or try to change it somehow. They just follow through. They're like, okay, bring it in. It looks like my life never has a dull moment these days, right? But I'm gonna make the most out of it. And I have this big love in my life, and they don't, not all of them will necessarily acknowledge that that's the love to for the DF, but you know, like even when you don't have the details, you can still feel it. That's where I started, right? That's what the 7 card is about. Feeling it, not necessarily understanding, but feeling it. But so they're feeling it. Their heart chakra is blossoming. That's where these cups are coming from, and they feel it, and that elates them. It's one of the important concepts to understand the energy of love, especially unconditional love, right? It doesn't have to be just to one person. It doesn't have to be to a specific person, right? If we are taking the natural law of unity and oneness, for example, right? But this is such an important concept to have, to understand that and compare this kind of energy and the energy of a karmic situation or a karmic relationship where there's always some sort of agenda. It can be positive, can be negative, but it's not healthy in some way, right? And this is where we're talking about that authentic higher love, if you wish. In divine masculines are acknowledging that that exists in their life, and they're very happy that it does. Okay. What's coming up in the connection? Let's see. What do the twins not know right now? What's coming up? 6 of Wands, public victory. Please clarify. The Hanged Man. Okay. The Hermit and 8 of Swords. Oof. Yeah, so I'm getting immediately freeing themselves from the prison of mind and from solitude, from like, it's not like freeing because it's a bad thing, but switching from being in solitude and rethinking everything towards public acclaim and public recognition, right? 6 of Wands is about that public success. That's an important part of this card. All these cards are about a person being on their own. So it's almost like it's like it happens in waves, right? The periods of when we are accumulating certain information, knowledge, and we heal certain things, and then when we use it in our life. So this is the part where the twins, and this is the connection space, where the twins are ready to utilize new information in their reality for reaching some kind of new level of success. And they've been learning a lot, and they've received a lot of downloads from the divine, right? About where to go to next, what is important, what kind of lifestyle will bring freedom as opposed to being up in your mind and being self-conscious and self-sabotaging the future success, right? That's part of a manifestation process to get to that energy vibration of your success. Okay, last but not least, let's get some guidance from Keepers of the Light. First of all, we'll get a card for Divine Feminine. What's the message from the Keepers of the Light for Divine Feminines watching? Ooh. Kuthumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. That's a great advice. It's not a very simple one, right? Especially when nothing comes to mind right away. I know I've been there. When I'm getting a message from some reader or a mentor, or I'm just accidentally hearing a phrase, you already know the answers. And I'm like, wow, yeah, this is so wise, this is so profound. But then I'm not necessarily sure what that means, right? The answer doesn't come up right away. So it's also important to be able to A, have patience, B, have your language of symbols and signs that you will recognize, and let your guides, your higher power, know what they are so they can speak to you in that way. And of course, be asking questions, right? Actual questions about what is it that you want to know. Ooh. The masculines have got two cards. The Shekinah and Saint Germain. I've never gotten a Shekinah, I'll be honest with you. Sacred Self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Yeah, that's that 7 card about into the unknown. Saint Germain is the karma release. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. And that's exactly what Divine Masculines are doing. So this is an encouragement card for DMs to keep going this way. To be able to release yourself from a burden. In order to fly, we see the bird here in this card. In order to be able to fly freely, you need to, you know, like when you're going up in a hot air balloon, you're supposed to kind of throw away bags of sand or cut yourself off from the anchor that's holding you to the ground, whatever it is, right? In order to be able to fly, that's that part. So yes, believe in yourself, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, but also in parallel work on karma release and releasing some older burdens. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, for joining me today. I love you all, and hopefully I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.